So basically this, what we are having right now is a Monday meetup. So like last week, we decided that we'll have a Monday meetup with like that will be regionally focused. So this meetup is focused on Southern Asia. Okay. And today is 17th, and like every Monday we are going to kick it off like this week. So yeah, so TCO 22, like so by the way, are you aware about TCO 22? I mean TCO in general.
I know a little about it.
Okay, yeah, so that's great. So basically what happens is like when you compete in a challenge, okay, so in addition to winning a cash prize and a placement, you also win some points. Okay, so
Yeah.
based on that points, there is a leaderboard. There is a leaderboard for each category, for like design category, UI design category, marathon matches. Okay, there's a separate category. Okay, and if you are in the top 3 or like in the top area of the leaderboard, then each quarter the top members are invited. They qualify for the TCO Open. I mean Topcoder Open. Okay, so if there is no COVID, then maybe you get a chance to go to the US.
I have seen that video.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
about the TCO final.
So yeah, so the past for the past 2 years we're having what do you call that, online TCOs, but normally they happen in person. So basically you have to go there and you get to travel, you get to live in hotels, and you get to compete and meet everybody over there. Okay, so apart from that we also have like regionals. Okay, regional TCOs. So like using the same leaderboard, you get a chance to be invited to your regional TCO. Okay, yeah. So there are basically 2 options regarding TCOs. So if you have any questions regarding TCO, you can just let me know towards the end of the presentation, or you can ask in the middle as well if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So along with the NASA challenge that is going on right now, there's also another NASA challenge. This is called NASA Comet Discovery Challenge. Okay. So I think
I can see that challenge in my pipeline.
You can't say it, right?
Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, because it is in draft mode right now.
Oh.
Okay, so I think it is unlisted right now. So I have the link. That is why I'm able to access it. But in that case, let me not share that. Yeah. So basically, like you can see the prices are like this, and it is going to open. I think it starts today. I think based on this starting date. And yeah, so I think you can compete in both in the cognitive state and in this as well. So it would be an engaging month for us, right? For the machine learning folks. So yeah, so I think more details will be available only after the challenge is open. So, but you can keep an eye for this one. I think it will open pretty soon. Okay, so the registration is actually going to start from January 22. So I think in 3-4 days. Yeah. So after that, there are also like apart from like challenges, like normal challenges, we also have skill builder challenges. Okay, so the goal of skill builder challenges is that for example, you are a machine learning developer, okay, or a data scientist, but if you want to develop a skill, so Topcoder provides you an opportunity for that. So like these are like this sort of challenge where you can come and you get a chance to basically compete, and there are a lot of prizes. You get to experience the Topcoder format as well. So it is a very good opportunity to practice for people who want to get involved with Topcoder. And at the same time, you'll also get a chance to build your skills. So yeah, people who are interested in like learning anything new, they should keep an eye for Topcoder skill builder challenges. And right now we have Aws Athena challenges going on. So Athena, I think it is a sort of a query language. It is something like similar to SQL. I think you can use SQL format in this. The syntax, I think, I'm not sure. So it's a good thing. You can, I mean, do check it out because it's a good chance to build your skills in this area. So after that, we have a web design challenge going on. I think I was informed that this is a new kind of a challenge. So anybody who's into design should check it out. As per my information, I think this is a new format, or there is something new about this. And Jessie is going to tell us more about this in her presentation tonight. But if anybody wants to learn more, they can actually join the competition, and they can ask in the forum as well, or they can also ask on Slack or Topcoder forums. So for designers out there, this is something to watch. And then we also have a partnership with Mulesoft. Okay, Mulesoft is a company in the US. So we have a partnership. The Topcoder has a partnership with this. So you get free training in this, and you maybe, I think you also get certified. If you go through this training, you'll also get a certificate, and you'll also get a chance to compete in the upcoming Mulesoft competitions, and basically get a chance to win. So I'll just I've actually kept this over here. I'll just share the link. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, so moving on from Mulesoft. Yeah, so this is one of my favorite areas on Topcoder. These are gigs. So right now, I'll be focusing on only those gigs that are relevant to us, people living in the Asian region. Okay, so this is a pretty good, exciting. I think it is something that I would be somewhat interested in. It is a data engineer gig, and but it is not a, like, what do you call a traditional kind of a data science or a data engineer role. It is predominantly using Azure, and it is basically using pre-built services. Okay, because normally what data scientists do is that they build from scratch, like usual data scientists. But in this one, you need to actually have at least some background in Azure and working with these. So if you have these skills and you also are data scientist or a data engineer, do check it out. And apart from that, there's also if you are a full stack developer or a backend developer, you have a Node.js, AWS microservices developer gig. So CI/CD, and then basically it seems like a DevOps role and you need to have some information about Node.js, and not some information. I think you need to be a proper expert in that Node.js and AWS. So if you are into that, this is a very good gig. And then if you are in the front end side, then this is for you. This is a full okay, so this is a full stack developer. Okay, but you need to have pretty good skills in React.js for this. By the way, like there's a general tip that what I've learned from the folks working for the gig team. They've informed that you need to mention very clearly in your resume that you have these skills, because what happens is, I think the initial screening is done by some software. So that software will look for those keywords in your resume. So you need to be sure that you include the keywords over there, that you need to include React and whatever the skills are required, because your application might get rejected if it's not available in your resume. So please remember that. Yeah. And apart from that, there's a very lucrative one as well. If you are into .NET, and if you have credentials for being a solution architect, there's a pretty good gig for you, and it pays pretty well as well. I mean, it's roughly around $2,000 per week. So if you have the skill, I mean, you should definitely check it out. And apart from this, there's a very easy way to look for things that you are interested in. I mean, just come over here and do use this, because what happens is if something is for specifically your area, you naturally have a better chance to get that gig, because comparatively you'll have less competitors. I mean, people looking for the same role. So what happens, I see many questions that they didn't manage to get a particular gig, but what happens is that there's also a lot of competition for that gig, right? So it's not always the case that your resume wasn't strong. Sometimes what can happen is that the other person who has applied, he has a stronger application compared to you. So going for, and you should definitely go for gigs that are available for everyone, but every now and then you should check for these as well. Those are specific for your country. So yeah. Okay, so those were the gigs. If you have any questions about that, you can ask now, or you can ask at the end as well. Yeah. So yeah, so apart from my gig, beg my pardon. So apart from my what do you call that, Monday meetup, you also have 2 other regional Monday meetups. Okay, so one of those is hosted by Fajar. He's from Indonesia. So this will be at 8 p.m. Jakarta time. Okay, and it is hosted by Fajar, who's a senior contestant and a senior member at Topcoder. He has been with Topcoder for, I think, almost a decade now, and he has information about the dev track, design track, and everything. So you can just and yeah, he'll be actually speaking in his local language, which is Bahasa, that is spoken in Indonesia. So yeah, if you know that language and if you're interested, definitely do join this. And after that, we have at 6 p.m. UTC, I think this is Helsinki time. So this is the Community Monday Meetup hosted for the European region. This is hosted by Pena, who's also a community manager like myself and Fajar. So, and he has an expertise in mathematics, statistics, and he's also looking into the RDM matches as well. And he has a general idea about all the competitive programming matches, such as marathon matches, algo matches. So if you have any questions regarding those areas, you can definitely join. And if you are in the European region, you should join. I mean, it goes without saying. And I think he's with us right now. So if you have any questions, I mean, you can ask him in his meetup as well. But if you want to interact, you can definitely do that. Yeah, and after that, we have, it's worldwide. This is the same sort of a community meetup, but it will be for a global audience. For example, this is for like our region, okay, the current meetup, and this meetup will be for a global audience. Okay, so this will be hosted by Jessie. So Jessie is with the community team, and she's like a Topcoder admin. And this happens every Monday at 10 a.m. Topcoder time, which is American time, basically EST, Eastern Standard Time. So do check it out. I mean, it's a good thing to track everything that's going on at Topcoder, and there's no better way to do that other than like being in the meetup with Jessie. Yeah. So in the end, we have some calendar notes. So right now we have the NASA Comet Discovery Challenge coming up that I talked about. Then we have an SRM 822. Then on 20th, there is an Ask Me Anything AMA with Adrock. Okay, so Adrock is Adam, who's a Topcoder admin, and he'll be able to answer anything about the community or the design side of things, or anything for that matter. You can just ask anything about Topcoder if you want on 20th. So, and yeah, at the end, we have January 22nd, we have Rookie SRM 9. Okay, that starts at UTC -5, 12. So if you are into algo track, do check it out. And I think Pena might be able to more, he might have more details about this. So if you want any more information about this, you can join the call, the European call, this one, and talk to Pena about this. Yeah. So we are done with the presentation now. And if you have any questions, you can just ask me. I mean, it can be about anything. It can be about this presentation or anything you want. So Tao, are you there, or are you?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Since I'm new to data science, I taught myself to learn Python. But first, I want to say that my background is mechanical engineer.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't have a degree in computer science. So I taught myself Python, and I learned several courses in Coursera.
Yeah.
But I'm confused. So how do I improve my skills after that? Okay,
so what sort of courses did you take, by the way? Like Andrew Inc.
The TensorFlow specialization course.
Oh, so you did the entire specialization, right?
Yeah.
So deep learning or machine learning, because I think there are two courses of two specializations there.
TensorFlow, deep learning.
Okay, yeah. So I think I would suggest that you can learn fast AI. Do you know about that? Fast AI?
Fast AI, I heard that. I heard about that.
So, I mean, for practical purposes, fast AI is the best from what I've seen, because there's a lot of ready-made code available for that. Okay. So what happens, that is a layer above PyTorch. Okay. So if you can work directly with PyTorch, that is great. But if you, that is a very good wrapper above PyTorch. So what they do is, like, whatever latest research is being done in deep learning, they implement that in fast AI. Okay. So that is available very easily to the developers. So you should definitely explore that. And apart from that, I would suggest you to compete in data science challenges on Topcoder and like other platforms as well, because or if you have your own ideas and if you have your own data sets, it is always better to like get your hands dirty. I mean, try to like build things, because after a point, what happens, that you'll keep taking courses and you'll stagnate. Okay, so the only way to actually move ahead is actually to start working on something real. So
yeah.
So have you done any projects or anything of that sort?
My first project maybe is join the NASA cognitive states. So I get a score of 81, but
out of okay.
I use the XGBoost method, but
but
didn't come.
You shouldn't actually give out the details now because the challenge is ongoing.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that challenge is like relatively difficult in the sense that I think so. Is there any issue? Like, are you having any issues with that data set, or like everything is perfect?
My first issue is that the data set is too large to fit in my memory. So
it's too large. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And anything else? Like anything else? Any problem with the data set?
The data set.
So yeah, if the problem is clear to you, then I think it's a pretty straightforward challenge, right? I mean,
yeah,
you have to just predict like what is going to happen in the next second. And next 3 seconds, right?
Yeah. To use the sensor data to predict the current state and the state 3 seconds later.
Yeah. So in that case, you can just, I mean, if you have deep learning skills, that would be a good area to try.
Yeah. Maybe I should try to use the neural network.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure, because I've seen the data, and because initially there were some issues, there was some clarification required. So I think for some features there were some issues, right?
I think it is very clear that they told us to use the sensor data. So I think some of the people in the forum is not didn't read that line, maybe.
Yeah. So like currently what is happening, that one of the columns, I think it is called, what is the name of that column? Some score. TXN score.
Yeah. I think we should not use that, because
so
to use the sensor data, it is not a sensor data.
So what is happening, like the people in the current scores right now, they are maybe using that. So we need some clarity if that is to be used or not, because either everybody should use it or no one should use that, right?
I think that no one should use that.
Yeah, I think because that would be then risky for the people, for the astronauts, because it is being built for the astronauts, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if there is any problem with the model, then I mean the real world consequences can be very dangerous. So I think so if the data set is very clear to you, and if you're not using that, then I think it's a very, very straightforward problem, right? You need to just predict
my RAM is not enough to trace this data.
Your RAM is not enough. So I mean, I can't actually like give you strategies, but like some of the things you can do is, I mean, I'm not sure I can for a like, I mean, if the data set is very large, you can do, maybe you can convert it into a different format, because I don't want to like give out strategies because it's a live challenge. So
yeah.
So
maybe I'm thinking about upgrading my machine.
Yeah, if you can do that, I mean, of course, that is a great option. And then you have cloud options as well. If you can, you can use AWS, or in your area, you have Ali Cloud, right?
Ali Cloud.
Yeah,
I
you
can
have
use
something
AWS.
like Ali. Okay, yeah. So Alibaba has a cloud service in China, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cloud service in China is restricted.
Okay. Yeah, so you can basically use any cloud service of your choice, and you can just try it out. Because if you want to like use the entire data set, like each and every row to its complete potential, you need to have a proper data set. I'm beg your pardon. I mean, you need to actually have a proper setup, a computing setup. So if you can buy something, I mean, that is great. If you cannot, you can just use cloud services. I think we were having that conversation in the Slack channel as well. So are you on Slack?
Yeah.
So I think there is some conversation regarding that, but I've seen that I've actually purchased pretty hefty gaming rigs in the past, but I've seen that only in 2-3 years they actually become obsolete. So what I do is, if I cannot handle it in my laptop to a certain degree, then what I do is I just use the cloud. So yeah,
maybe I should try to use cloud later.
Yeah, if you get comfortable with that, then it becomes pretty easy. Okay, so we have a question here. Last year I participated on but last challenge in computer history has everything freezing. Apart from which alternate notebook is favorable for such a big data set? Okay, so Robinson, like, is it freezing? You mean because the data set is very large, or are you having any other issues? If the data set is very large, then the only thing you can do is look for more computing, because the data set is definitely very large. I mean, it's in the order of gigabytes, so it's not going to fit in like normal 16 GB RAM or something. I have some ideas of my own, but because it's a live challenge, so I cannot tell them. Once the challenges is over, maybe I can discuss a few things. So, but if you want to like compete properly, and if you are very serious that you're going to make a submission, you can just use AWS. You can just upload the entire data set over there, and if you can pay, maybe like, I'm not sure how much is it going to cost. So if you're willing to invest, I mean, you can do that. So any other questions about NASA, or I mean, the challenge that is ongoing, or any other general questions about machine learning, or any area? Yeah, 32 GB of RAM is because like most of the data set nowadays exceeds 5 GB, 6 GB of that, and you cannot fit. It takes normally like a lot of RAM normally to fit the entire matrix on the RAM. That is pretty difficult nowadays. So any other questions, Tao or Robinson? And we also have Amit. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask anything about anything on Topcoder. Okay, does the model require packages like Boca for visualization? Okay, so if you're talking about NASA cognitive state, then you only need to submit according to the format, which is a CSV file, and your code. Okay, so I don't think you need, for your internal development and your internal reference, whatever you want to do, you can do, of course. But don't think it is required in the submission. But if you have those files available with you, it's always good to actually include it in your code submission part of your, or what is the package that, the Docker package, you can include that. Yeah. So by the way, like, I think we should have that clarity pretty soon. I think we'll be able to clarify today or tomorrow maybe about that that score _score. because I've noticed that people who are using it are getting pretty high scores, and those who are not using it are not getting that much score. So it's a very important column, I mean feature. So I hope there's some clarification pretty soon. So by the way, like, was there any clarification right now? Because I checked it yesterday. So Tao, have you noticed any clarification about that? Okay. So yeah, so I think we'll have something tonight. So any other questions you guys might have? Okay, so how did you figure it, by the way? Because there is a very very high correlation with the labels, something like that. So in the description, does it say that we don't have to use that particular column? Okay, so we'll follow this up after the call, and let us see what's going on in the match. So if you guys have any other questions, just let me know. If not, I'll just end the call in about a minute. Thanks, Pena. Okay, guys, then I'll see you guys next week. And if you have any questions, and once we are done with the cognitive state challenge, we can have a discussion about that as well. And do keep a track for this upcoming challenge, the Comet challenge by NASA. That should be pretty interesting. So thank you, guys. Thank you. See you next week.